Hey everyone, just thought I'd go ahead and make my video for the night, and I'm actually going to do something. I'm going to do a list. This list is going to, just because I have loaded my top 10 favorite weapons in Dark Souls 3. So if you give me just a second, sorry about that. But the first item on the list is the Onyx Blade. You get it through the Ashes of Ariandel DLC. And by the way, this is 1 to 10, not 10 to 1, so. But the Onyx Blade, at a +5 rating, has D scaling in Strength and Dexterity, C scaling in Intelligence and Faith. 14 Strength, 12 Dex, 15 Intelligence and Faith. Its total attack power is 481. Well, its base stats at +5, which is a weird sentence to say, is 340. After that, surprisingly enough, is the Hollow Slayer Great Sword at 264 strength, or 264 physical damage, D scaling in strength, C scaling in dexterity. After that would be the Firelink Great Sword at 234 fire damage, 162 fire damage, 234 physical, 162 fire. D scaling in strength and dexterity. Oh, the stat requirements for the Hollow Slayer Greatsword are 14 strength, 18 dex, and for the Firelink Greatsword, it is 20 strength, 10 dexterity, faith, and intelligence. After that, there is the best weapon I own. Not really, but it's a joke. A Dragon Slayer's Axe, which mine is only +8. But whenever you infuse it to raw and get to +8, it has 244 physical damage, 189 lightning damage, an 18 strength requirement, and a 14 dex requirement. So it's a really awesome weapon. What makes it even better is, though, because I made it raw, I can actually enchant it to give it even more damage. After that would be the Executioner's Greatsword. I have a thing for greatswords, I know. But at +10, it has 268 physical damage, B strength scaling, D dex scaling, 19 strength, and 13 dex required. Let's see, I lost count, so Onyx Blade, Hollow Slayer, Firelink, the Dragon Slayer Axe, Executioner Greatsword. So in 6th place would be a Longsword. I know, I'm a casual scrub. But the Longsword, mine's only +9, it has 209 physical damage, C strength scaling, D dexterity scaling, and 10 in each of those required. The thing about it, though, is that scaling is good enough that it's actually competing with some of my great swords in damage. It's doing right now 351 damage in total, which my Onyx Blade, without any buffs, is at 481. So after the Longsword, which was in 6th place, would be the Greatsword, which mine's not upgraded at all, so don't trust these data values on it. But its attribute bonus for strength and dexterity is D. Its requirement is 28 strength, which is a very high strength requirement, but 10 dexterity. And it's not upgraded at all, and its damage is 159. It is a very good Ultra Greatsword. So good, in fact, that in Dark Souls 2, weapon that they first really got the light of the sun, I was power stancing them. I was using 2 of them at once, at any given moment. So that was 7th place. After that, casual scrub weapon, Uchigatana. 115 power, not upgraded at all. It does 30 bleed damage per hit, E strength scaling, C dexterity scaling, 11 strength requirement, 16 dexterity requirement. What makes it really good is the moveset that it has. It's just a good moveset. There's not a way around it. This is going to have to go somewhere else. Let's see. So that was 7th, I want to say? Well, we're going to downgrade everything to 8, up to whatever came right after the Executioner Greatsword, which I think was the Longsword. So this is higher than the Executioner Greatsword, or no, higher than the Longsword, but lower than the Executioner Greatsword. There we go. It is the Dragon Slayer Sword Spear. It is one of the few boss weapons that I have. Well, it takes, like, its damage at +2 is 170 physical and 45 lightning. It is a spear type weapon, just real quick. Its attribute bonus is D strength, C dexterity, D faith. It needs 16 strength, 22 dexterity, and 18 faith to wield. But what I love about it is actually its ability, its weapon art. You basically charge it up and shoot lightning, and it shoots down wherever you were locked on. Beyond that, though, there's a weapon that I don't think made it into Dark Souls 3. It could have, and I just don't have it. Well, actually, for that reason, I'm not going to mention it, but let's see. The Wolf Knight Greatsword. You get this from killing the Abyss Watchers, and unupgraded whatsoever, 139 damage, C strength scaling, D dexterity scaling, 24 strength requirement, 18 dexterity requirement. It's a really good weapon, and it does bonus damage to anything that is of the Abyss. So, Dark Wraiths, probably the Abyss Watchers themselves, at least second phase, Gale, and the Ring City DLC. So I think that's, 9? Valorheart, another DLC weapon, which I kind of have an affinity for just because I've never used them. But unupgraded, it is considered a special straight sword. Its damage is 120, its strength and dexterity scaling is D, and it requires 12 strength and dexterity. What makes it really good is it is a sword and a shield. And its weapon art is called Lion Stance. If you hit right bumper or right trigger, you do an attack. But if you hit left bumper, I think... Let me equip it real quick and find out. So if you two-hand it, yeah, right bumper, you do an attack. Right trigger, you push out with the shield, and I think it knocks back any enemies. But after that, we have a kind of surprising weapon. A plain dagger. I have one that isn't upgraded, but I plan on upgrading it. What makes the dagger so good is its critical damage. I don't think it's the highest critical bonus. Never mind, it's the highest one that I have at least. But its critical bonus is 130. So even though its damage of 65, unupgraded again, is really low, it makes up for that with the critical bonus. Requires 5 strength, 9 dexterity. I think every class can use this without any leveling. But it has E strength scaling and C dexterity scaling. What makes it so good is if you put on the Leo ring and the Hornet